देस होया परदेस नी माए साडा देस होया परदेस। वाहिगुरू का खालसा वाहिगुरू की फतेह। मैं हाँ गुरदेव सिंह दले मैसोपुरिया। इस वेले मैं नैली गरेवाल ਦੇ ਘਰ ਬੈਠਾ ਹਾਂ। ਆਓ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਾਈਏ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। Everything all right?
Yes, thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me and the team into your house.
Well, it's a pleasure.
It's a lovely house.
Well, we're very grateful that you came. Always welcome.
Okay. Can we start with, tell me a little bit about where you was born and where you were educated, and then move on to about your husband, where you met him, and say a little bit about your husband's background, if you can.
I was born in Southampton.
Right.
And I was introduced, I had a friend.
Right.
And she was going out with a Pakistani brother she was going out with.
Right.
And she said, I'd like you to meet somebody.
Okay.
And it was Sajid. So
it was a dance, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we danced together.
Wow.
And all the time, actually. And from then on, he said, you know, could I meet you again? I said yes. And then we used to meet very regularly after that.
Okay. What year was that?
Would be the late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, 45, I think.
No, it was later than that. It was about 49.
1949. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Sajid, was he a Sikh guy, I take it?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he wear a turban and a beard?
Yeah.
Okay. How did the people react when they saw?
Oh, well, one day we were going out, it's an awful thing to say. We were going along the road and this woman sort of was staring at us like, you know, like that. And she walked into the lamppost. Right. And immediately she had this big lump come up. In a second it was coming up. So it was, you know, people were always, well, interested, I suppose, you could say. I suppose some people didn't like it.
Okay.
Other people didn't take no notice of it, you know, it's somebody else's business, so.
Right. This was where, in Southampton?
Southampton, yeah.
Southampton.
This is when I was in Southampton at that time.
Right. You said 1948, was it? 49?
It would be about 1949, yeah.
Right. What was your husband doing at the time? Or your boyfriend at the time?
The boyfriend at the time, he was a student.
At Southampton University.
Oh, he came from Punjab to study here?
He just came to study, yeah. He didn't think he would ever stay here.
Okay.
It just happened.
Right, so he was going to study, get qualifications, then go back to Punjab.
Then go back to the Punjab.
And then he met you?
Yeah.
Things changed.
Things changed.
What happened after that? Did you get married?
Oh, yeah, we got married.
Right.
And as I said, we had to go out the back door because we might cause a riot.
Did you get married in a church or a registry office?
Registry office.
Right. Why did you have to leave by the back door?
In case I cause a riot.
Really?
Yeah.
God.
People would be so, you know, astounded at it.
What a white woman marrying a Sikh guy?
Yeah.
Did it make the local newspapers?
I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I didn't even look at the newspapers.
Right. So where did you go for your honeymoon?
We didn't have a honeymoon.
You didn't have?
No, we couldn't afford it.
Okay.
So we were married. We lived in rented accommodation.
What, in Southampton?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some very nice lady we lived with.
Can I just ask about, what did your family and your friends say when you said you wanted to marry a Sikh guy?
They didn't like it.
They didn't like it?
No.
Even your parents?
Yeah.
Did they come to a wedding?
No.
They didn't come to a wedding?
No.
It's a shame.
I was sort of an outcast.
You was an outcast.
Forever.
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 They disowned you?
Forever.
Oh dear.
The whole of my life. Well,
Are they talking to you now?
no, they're dead now, years ago.
Okay.
They died, both of them.
And then your daughters came.
Mm.
You got two daughters?
Two daughters.
Two.
Yeah. One who don't mind being a Sikh, and the other one who don't want to know.
Yeah.
So,
Entirely different daughters.
So yeah, entirely different. She never comes to us,
right.
visit us or anything at all.
No.
She just don't want to let anyone know that she's in this house and she is a Sikh.
Right.
So we just leave it at that, really.
Okay. That's her choice.
Yeah, it's her choice.
You
Yeah,
know. And if she feels that way.
yeah.
Okay.
Best to, you know, let people. I mean, they're grown up, adult person she is now.
Do you want to introduce your daughter to me?
This is my daughter Leela.
Hi, Leila.
Hello.
She's so good to me, I can't tell you.
She's got your looks, hasn't
Yeah.
she? And your smile.
She'll do anything for me, really,
That's
anything.
lovely, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
really nice
I
to
can
see.
depend on her for everything.
She's got the dual inheritance.
Yeah,
Heritage.
she has.
Yeah, excellent. So, you got some photographs of your husband?
Yes.
He's tall, dark, handsome, and you went for him. Yeah.
And here he
You're
is.
beautiful there as well.
Here he is there.
Yeah.
There's Thatcher,
Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher.
The Prime Minister.
She used to say, oh, isn't he a one, your husband?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was the chairman
Hey,
of
look
the...
at his eyes looking at her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That says something, doesn't it?
Yeah, he was chairman of the Anglo-Asian Society.
Okay,
That's
do you
it.
want to say a little bit more about that?
Well, it was a small society, really, and there weren't many people.
Okay.
But we used to meet together.
Okay. Okay, I did understand that your husband played an active part in the Gurdwara in Hitchin.
Oh, yeah, very
do you
active
want to
part.
share some of that with me?
Yes, he would be there every Sunday.
Right.
Do a lot of jobs in there.
Teaching.
Teaching.
We were teaching Punjabi.
Yes,
Yeah.
teaching Punjabi to the youngsters,
Okay.
and sort of starting them off, you know.
Yeah.
And well, he was there everywhere. He used to help clean up and everything.
I understood he was elected as a chairman of the committee as well.
Oh,
There.
yeah.
Yes, he was
Yes.
chairman of the committee.
Yes.
Did you yourself went to Gurdwara?
In the 70s, yes,
Okay.
with my father. I taught the younger children Punjabi.
Right. You taught Punjabi.
Yes.
Where do you learn to? Oh, you probably learned it off your dad.
No, because when I was 11, I went to India and I studied in the Punjab from 11 to 16.
You went to India and studied
Yes.
which part of Punjab?
Ludhiana.
Ludhiana. Oh, wow.
And I went to Sacred Heart Convent, so I studied Punjabi and Hindi.
Right. So you're not bilingual, but you're trilingual. Hindi, Punjabi, and English.
Yes.
Excellent.
Well, different alphabets, yeah, completely.
Yeah, excellent. So what contribution did you make at the Gurdwara in Hitchin? You helped your dad teach in Punjabi?
Yes, I did. With the
Okay.
smaller children, and also, I think also, at that time in the 70s, any problems that they may have had at school, they felt more able to explain them to me rather than their parents, because I had more of a experience than their parents would have had how to deal with problems at school.
Okay.
So I didn't go for that purpose, but inevitably they would talk about it.
Yeah, right. Right.
Some of them may have been bullied at school and things like that.
Okay. What was your experience, going at school when you were when you
Well,
were little?
when I was in this country, I went to a private school,
Right.
so it wasn't awkward at all.
Right.
There were a few children from abroad, Nigeria, Iran, but myself, I was the only child with an Indian father.
Right.
There weren't any other children.
When your dad obviously he went to drop you off at school and pick you
Oh,
up.
no, he didn't.
He didn't.
My mother did, but he would come for sports day
Right.
and things like that.
How did people react when they found out he was your father?
They were they were okay about it. It was a different type of person. It was upper class English.
Okay.
So they had, quite the exposure
Mm.
to the rest of the world would be different.
Okay. When you went to India, you stayed there 5 years,
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
So did you learn any Punjabi songs?
I might have learned some Hindi songs from some of the Indian films, but but I don't know about Punjabi songs.
You weren't offered a part in Indian film, were you?
No.
That would have been nice, isn't it? Pretty girl. They're always looking out for pretty girls in India.
That's probably too far up north, really, I suppose. Had you been in Delhi
Well,
or
Ludhiana.
Bombay. Yeah.
Nah, Ludhiana's middle of Punjab, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think my father would have allowed that anyway.
No. I was only joking,
Yeah,
sorry.
you had to. Education was important, really.
Okay.
Education's your independence in life.
All right. And I know you're looking at you now. You're very close to your mum,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand your father departed.
2011.
Right. And your mum's on her own,
Mm-hmm.
and you're choosing to stay with your mum. A lot of the young people tend to move away from parents nowadays, and you want to share.
No, my parents became my children
Okay.
when they became older, and even when my father became quite frail and sickly, I always told him that he would never have to worry about going into a home. I would give up my job if I had to look after him, and in the same way I look after my mother
Right.
until she joins my father. I think I carry on the old Indian heritage of looking after your parents. That's your responsibility.
Very good.
They looked after you as a child, and you have to do your duty and look after them. It's very easy to shed that responsibility and think it's somebody else's responsibility while you go out earning extra money for the extra holiday or the extra car. But at the end of the day, there's more to life than that.
Okay. So what do you think what your daughter's saying?
Yes,
Is that a comfort?
yes, it's a comfort for me. She's a really good daughter. The best.
I've got my gold star.
Have you? All right. So how else do you pass your time now? Your husband's not here with you when obviously your daughter works away.
Well,
Do you do gardening or
yeah, we do my garden.
do you?
Big garden at the back. It's always got weeds everywhere, and all that out the front.
Right.
And you read, don't you?
Yeah, I read a lot.
Like
Read
reading.
a lot.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah. Earlier on I had the opportunity to look at your bookcase. There's a book there's a lot of Punjabi books. One about Raja Ranjit Singh.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
into that?
Maharaja and
Yeah,
Maharaja.
and
yeah.
the
Yeah,
lead
you wanna-
singer.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
very nice.
We are.
We've got books all over the house.
We we had a lot of Punjabi books also
Okay.
that my father had sent over by sea from Amritsar, and we donated those a couple of years ago to the Hitchin Gurudwara.
Okay. That's great. And what year did you move down to Letchworth?
We moved here in 1973,
Right.
but before that we lived in Digswell,
Okay.
so only a
That's
stone's
a small
throw.
village down there.
Yeah, stone's throw away from here because I was born in Digswell.
Okay. Okay. And you moved here because of this house?
Because of this house, my
It's a
father.
lovely house. I
fell in
looked
love
at it
with
from the outside. How old is it?
1790.
Wow.
And he just looked at it and said, "I'm having that house." And that was it.
Good job he wasn't the tallest person because the ceiling are very low. They're only about 7'6". It's a nice place. It's idyllic. It's serene. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah. Do you enjoy living here?
Yes, very much
Is there
so.
many Indian Sikhs people? living-
There's one in the Old Welland,
Right.
Mr. Vora, who's the postmaster there,
Okay.
and he was friendly with my father, although he's quite a few years younger.
Mhm.
They'd meet up every fortnight.
Okay.
But other than that, I think my father quite enjoyed being on his own in the garden and doing his own things,
Mm,
going to the Gurudwara when
yeah. Was he involved locally?
Yes, he was a councillor for the parish council of this
Wow.
village
Yeah.
as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
excellent.
yeah.
So
So
he was an active member of the
politically,
community.
yeah, yeah,
Kept
Yeah.
himself busy.
yeah.
Yeah. You showed me a photograph of Margaret Thatcher.
Yes,
And when was that taken?
that would have been in the 80s
Okay.
when he became chairman of the Anglo-Asian Conservative Society.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also he was quite a keen sportsman because our family were from a village in Killarayapur,
Killarapur.
which, as you know,
Yeah.
hosts the Greywall Sports
Yeah, every year.
every
I
year.
know a little bit about it.
Yeah, which is an annual event. It was even in the Times newspaper
Yeah.
as well in this country.
Yeah,
So it's become quite famous.
I did see the photograph. Was he a hockey player?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Very good
Should
hockey
see his
player.
legs.
Yeah.
But he was so fast. That was what I think.
Oh,
she meant.
so
Was
fast
he in
he
the
was.
Indian hockey team?
Not in the Indian hockey team, but he was in the Air Service training hockey team in handball.
Right.
But one of my uncles was the captain of the Indian hockey team for the Olympics in the
Right, yeah.
1930s. Well, it would have been, I think it's
Was it Germany?
1936. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Family got some sport in history.
yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do sports yourself?
Only basketball when I was in India. But I
Yeah.
was, we were, our school
Mhm.
won the cup for the whole of the Punjab.
Wow.
Got a certificate as well.
Right. Would you ever go back to Punjab and live there?
It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible. Yeah, it's a possibility.
Right. Would your mum go back, do you think?
Mother's never lived there as such, visited but not lived.
Is it
I-
too hot for you?
Yeah.
Too many mosquitoes
Yeah.
and flies and
Yeah.
things.
But you
Yeah.
loved it, didn't you? You
I
loved
loved
going to
it.
the village.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Did
I
you?
love the village.
Did you?
Most of all, I like to go to the village.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Excellent.
like that better than the centre.
Yeah. Peace and quiet.
Yeah.
And mixed with local
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
women. Yeah. Yeah, I bet they touched your skin, didn't they? The first time you went?
I think they followed all around the
They
village.
followed
Did they?
the village.
But I think also that you liked the way of the village, didn't you? The lifestyle.
You know, the lifestyle, you know, you sort of didn't have to hurry this way and hurry that way. You could just wander along and do what you like, sit down when you like.
Brilliant.
That suited me.
Yeah. How long did you stay?
How long was I there, Lena?
We would only go for like days,
Days.
a couple of days,
Yeah.
and then
My uncle was there,
yeah.
bless him.
You didn't pick up the local lingo then?
No.
No.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. It's really interesting story.
And then you also, the other thing is my mother loved dancing, which is, as she said originally, that she met my father at a dance.
Yeah.
She also danced with Mountbatten, didn't you?
Yeah. His wife-
Did you?
Yeah, his
Yes.
wife
Didn't attend a
didn't
dance.
attend a dance.
And then he asked,
He'd
didn't
come
he?
and ask me, you know,
Would you open the dance?
when will you open the dance with me? I'm looking at him thinking, miles, I'm going to tread on his toe. But we didn't.
No.
You're a good
He-
dancer.
Was he a gentleman?
Gentleman he was, really.
Is he better than your husband?
No, no one was better than him. We got on so well together, Singh and
Yeah.
I. Yeah.
Did you learn to make roti?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, everything I made.
Yeah?
Every single day.
Every single day.
Every
Did you
day.
make parathas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can do it
Wow.
all.
What about the dals?
All the
perfect
dolls I
dals.
made.
Yeah?
Maki
Makarang
dal,
dal?
Yeah,
Makki di?
yeah,
maki
Did you make makki roti?
yeah.
Oh.
with sag.
So,
What about pakode?
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah?
I could do it all. Could do it all.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay. That's nice.
I like learning it.
You into Indian foods as well?
No.
No?
I mean, I like it, but I can't cook it.
You can't cook it?
No.
We'll get your mum to cook it. Keep her busy in the kitchen.
No.
Yeah, that's nice. What was your dad's relationship within the community here in Letchworth?
In Nebworth, it was quite secluded, but he tended to help more in the Hitchin community, particularly for some of the Sikhs that couldn't speak English fluently. If there were any problems that they might encounter to do with the police, for instance, my father would be called to interpret and help.
Right.
and this he did on a voluntary basis.
Okay.
And when there used to be a flour mill in Hitchin,
Yeah. Still is. Still is.
and
So I've been told.
my mother used to help get people jobs,
Mm-hmm.
Sikhs when they first came to the area. Didn't you, Mother? Because you
Yeah.
knew the personnel lady, used to be called personnel in those days.
Mm-hmm.
And very often you would help people, I think in some Blessed Bakery,
Yeah.
because a lot of the Sikhs were quite happy to work long hours and they could stand the
They
heat
could stand the heat.
of the bakery.
Mm-hmm. Did he write letters for some of the Sikhs?
Yeah,
To go back
yeah,
in Punjabi.
things like that, and also help them with their applications for instance, there was one particular family when they wanted to apply for a council house,
Okay.
and he filled in all the forms for them and helped them for that.
Right.
As
That's
well.
in Hitchin or
In Hitchin.
Stevenage.
Hitchin.
They got the house,
Hitchin,
didn't
Hitchin.
They got the house.
Hitchin's got a large Sikh community.
Yes,
Okay.
it was purely, and that was purely through the Gurdwara.
Okay.
They were very often asking, "We've got this letter, can you help us
Right.
with that?" And he would do that as well.
Right. His involvement in the Hitchin Gurdwara was right up to when he felt ill.
Yeah, until I think when they went to the bigger in Radcliffe Road, he was
Right.
quite involved in that.
Right.
And then once he moved to the bigger one, then of course
Right.
one became elderly,
Okay.
and also we had a prayer room at home as well, which in the end that gave him a lot of solace to say his prayers at home.
Guru Granth Sahib ji kar sakha aapne?
Yeah, no, we did. No, I didn't, but
No,
we did.
your
But my
dad.
father did, and then we donated the Guru Granth Sahib
Yeah.
to the Sikh Channel.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Gurdeep Singh, took that to be.
That's good.
We donated it because we
Interesting.
said
Yeah.
what would be the best thing to do.
Right.
So we donated it to the Sikh Channel.
Right. Neela, did you pray in
I have in Gurudwara, yeah.
yeah.
Used to go.
You used to go to the one in Shepherd's Bush, didn't you?
Yeah.
When that first opened.
First
Well, that
opened.
was the first Gurdwara
That's
Yeah,
the way.
in England.
that's the
Yes.
Did you know it belonged to Raja Ranjit Singh?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, then later on they turned it into Sikh Gurdwara.
Oh, I see.
And all the Sikhs who came to England from India, particularly in Punjab, used to go to the Gurdwara first. That was their first protocol.
Oh, I
Then
see.
from there they moved to other areas of England,
Ah.
you know, Birmingham, Derby, and other places. Yeah. Okay.
I would imagine where the work is really, because ultimately that's what people came for,
Yeah.
to earn a living.
Well, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
having us here today. It's really interesting listening to your story. I really enjoyed it. I'm sure there's a lot more to the story than we had time for today. Unfortunately, we ran out of time. So, thanks again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਦਾ. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Now, that's about it. I think we run out of time today. And I'm really pleased that I've met these two lovely people in Letchworth. And I'm going to borrow some of their books, I think, on Raja Ranjit Singh, and read them later. Well, my name's Gurdev Singh Dale. Until next time, Vaheguru Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ki Fateh.